Hello there. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get Endwalker started. Our first stream for Endwalker here. I'm excited to be caught up finally to the current version of the game, the current expansion. We'll do a sound check before we go too far in here. Make sure it's all working. And it is. All right, let's go. Let's see. So Dancer's above level 80. Everything else is level 80 or below.
Everyone's here, which is good, because I've already paid your passage, and the fee is non-refundable. The ship for Sail should be putting into port soon, so please follow me and have all your luggage close at hand.
So I've only heard 2 songs from Endwalker so far, and I loved both of them. Let's see if this one is going to be one I like as well. I really like this one too. I don't know if it's different from the one before, but I really like it.
They've almost finished loading our cargo. We should be ready to depart right on schedule, or so I'm told.
Excellent. 'Tis nice to have a smooth beginning to one's journey, at the very least.
Indeed.
It's funny.
This feeling inside?
Master Louis Soir came here on a ship very much like this one.
So I'm not very one to easily hide.
And now, years later, the street urchin he befriended that day is bound for his mentor's homeland. With his mentor's grandchildren, no less.
Wait, is that how that works?
Aye. 'Tis upon reflection that every twist of time's river and fate's whims are brought into sharp relief.
Mm-hmm.
Thou hast matured much in the intervening years. Wert thou not caught attempting to relieve Master Louis Soir of his purse scant moments after he made landfall upon this dock?
Oh, really? Now that's a tale I'd like to hear.
Will this be your first visit to Charlian, Sir Estinian? Sir Estinian?
Are we strangers newly met? Why this stiff formality?
I, merely meant it as a professional courtesy, since we are now colleagues in an official sense.
I'd rather you dispense with the sirs, especially in private company. Or I'll be forced to respond in kind, little Lord Alphino.
You've made your point, Estinian. Painfully well.
Better.
Are you all right, Tataru? You seem positively distraught.
Distraught? Me? Don't be silly. I think it's lovely that they get to see their homeland.
You're upset about being left behind?
It's just... we're trying to thwart the schemes of an army hellbent on destroying the world.
Uh-huh.
And, once again, I have to stay behind and worry that this is the last time I'll get to see my friends.
Sorry, Tataru. I'll bring them back safe and sound, I promise. They'll all be fine.
I'll hold you to that.
Ah, good. You're still here.
What a hoary boulder.
Hori! Coulternay! What brings you all this way?
We're to assist the Maelstrom and the Kobolds with a lunar primal operation, so we thought we'd see you off before heading to the tower.
All right.
Flamine and the others wish you all a safe journey, and promise that they'll look after things here until you return. We will too, of course. Aye, we your fellow Scions of the Seventh Dawn will do our part to ensure the end of the world won't happen on our watch.
Probably.
We're set to sail! All aboard for Charlian!
It's time.
Then we must delay no longer. We will contact you the moment we learn aught of value. Wish us luck.
Have a safe journey, and please, please, be careful.
We're heading off to Charlian.
And so you venture forth unto the unknown.
Oh, our villain is the narrator.
A fate beyond the horizon that cannot be divined. A future undefined and in flux. In uncertain times, naught but the simplest words of wisdom will suffice. That which lives is destined to die. Love leads to loss. Every beginning has an end. Treasure every moment, every step of your descent. And there, in the depths where souls and stars rest, find your truth.
Here. Feel. Think.
This is familiar to that time we went to the east.
The day has barely dawned, my fellow earlier riser. Though we're hardly alone in that. Envious of those still sleeping soundly, no doubt.
I seem to recall that trip to the Far East wasn't so great.
Called out to you, you say? I've heard nothing myself. In any case, I dare say the sea air will do you good. Why not join the others on deck? Charlian should be coming into view at any moment.
And therein is Heidelin. Or someone pretending to be her.
my voice yet reaches you. I am glad. Hear, feel, think. And thus do we meet face to face at last, my warrior of light, guided by the crystal.
Why now, Hydaelyn?
After your sojourn in the First, I believe you have your answer. You have gained an understanding of what I truly am, what Hydaelyn has always been, a primal. Zodiac was created to forestall the apocalypse which threatened the ancient world, and I was brought forth to bind him. Yet 7 times now, those who would orchestrate a return to that bygone era have rejoined a shard to the god I had sundered. The greater his strength grows, the swifter does mine own diminish. The power to draw your mind into the rift betwixt is no longer mine to wield. Yet though it taxes me sorely, I dare not leave these words unsaid. Even bereft of my guidance, you and your companions have accepted the burden of this star's troubled past. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. Wheels shudder and turn. Conflict looms, monumental, which will decide the fate of this world and all life upon it.
Just noticed she had an Ascian mask.
When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
Cast your peepers to the fore, folks! Sharlayan's just over yonder.
I will not keep you further. Your traveler's heart must yearn to behold this unfamiliar land.
Quite.
We shall meet again, and soon.
Oh, what a fine morning. Oh, still a bit stiff though.
And a good morning to you too. Taken a look at the island already?
Not yet.
Then let's go. Let's go. Might still be room in the prow if we're lucky.
Ah, the sleepers have arisen. There she is. Good old Sharlayan.
Oh, I see it.
Home. Home at last. Well, maybe not in Father's eyes, but we'll manage on our own, if we must.
You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Indeed. 'Tis as Sir Estinian saith. Forget not the comrades who boarded this ship at your side, I prithee.
Thank you, my friends. We are ever grateful for your steadfast support.
Upon arrival, we will be disembarking into the heart of Sharlayan proper. There is no greater concentration of wisdom in all the world. I am confident that somewhere within that center of knowledge and learning, we will find the answers we seek.
Sure. And we had the moon. It's Endwalker time.
Sharlayan, the solitary island nation of the northern seas. Where under the watchful gaze of Thaliak, patron deity of scholars, academics hoard all manner of knowledge and secrets. Once, they deigned to accept foreign students into a distant colony maintained in the Dravanian hinterlands. How swiftly they abandoned it once the first Garlean boot set hostile foot on Alamegan soil. So averse to the prosecution of war, these men of wisdom, your would-be allies.
See Old Sharlayan.
I thought they'd never let us off the ship. What's next then? Entry applications?
Hopefully they find no cause to deny us.
Hasn't Sharlayan all but severed relations with foreign powers? Those of us without direct ties, myself included, may be refused outright.
'Tis true that, as a nation, Sharlayan only forms trade agreements with a select few neutral countries. But from a practical standpoint, an island cannot afford to be overly strict with its borders. Especially not if that island's people are wholly devoted to the accumulation of knowledge. If one submits the proper paperwork, with satisfactory evidence of identity and intent, then foreigners may be granted entry.
May.
Quite. So let us be absolutely clear on these points before we proceed. The immigration officer will ask for your affiliation and your purpose of visit. Considering Sharlayan's views on intervention, I strongly suggest we avoid any mention of the Scions. Kral has laid the groundwork for us to act as associates of the students of Baldessian, and our ostensible reason for being here is to aid in their order's restoration. Grahatir, it might expedite our progress should an actual student be seen at the head of our little group. Would you mind leading the way?
Of course. The immigration officers were this way, as I recall. Greetings. We've just arrived and are eager to make our way into the city. Would you be so kind as to process our entry applications?
Certainly. I see by your mark you are an Archon.
I am. Grahat here of the Students of Baldessian at your service. I was assigned to an Eorzean survey team, but have returned to assist with the reformation of my order. My associates here will provide additional support.
Very good. I have paperwork detailing your group and its scheduled arrival for today. And it seems some few of your companions are also Archons. If you'll step forward, we can process those applications first.
Ishtola rule.
See how it glows? That list is etherically linked with the citizen registry kept in the main repository.
I've confirmed your status as Archons and amended your travel records accordingly. Welcome home. Now, who do we have here?
Very pretty earring.
Alphino Leveilleur.
Last name's going to cause a problem, I'm sure of it.
And Alize Leveilleur.
Your applications have also been approved. Having said that, the streets are abuzz with talk of how House Leveilleur's lord disowned his young progeny. And while such personal circumstances constitute no reason to deny you entry, I urge you to avoid exacerbating your present situation. Times are quite troubled enough already.
We shall keep that in mind.
These last two are not Sharlayan natives, but you will find their credentials are in order. An application was made in advance.
Estinian doesn't look much like a scholar, does he?
Name and occupation?
Peter Krolinsk, artisan.
Indeed. Your profile describes you as an adventurer, but one also trained in the rather more constructive pursuits of procurement and production. You may enter. And you, sir?
Estinian Valino, formerly of the Order of the Knights Dragoon in Ishgard.
Formally, at least. And what, pray tell, is your profession now?
If you'll allow me...
Just in time.
My associate is a mercenary, hired for his strength at arms. Surely you are aware of the dangers we often face on our forays into the wilderness.
Mistress Baldessian, if you insist on sponsoring his entry, then so be it. But while I appreciate that desperate times call for desperate measures, I find your choice of company concerning. Be advised that even a single misstep may have severe repercussions for your organization.
I have every confidence in my chosen company, dear and trusted comrades that they are. But I thank you for your concern.
Croyle! It is good to see you.
Likewise. Long voyage notwithstanding, you will seem none the worse for wear. There is much to discuss, but this is hardly the place. Let's be on our way, shall we? Oh! Welcome, friends, to Sharlayan.
Thank you.
As your mercenary, I should hope my welcome includes a generous salary.
Well, I had to say something, Sir Taciturn.
I'm glad I spotted your ship coming into port. The officers are born bureaucrats and sticklers for detail. In any case, you may relax and take a moment to get your land legs back.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the red mage weapon.
I thought to launch directly into an explanation of what I've learned and how we might proceed. But this is Peter Nestinian's first time at Charlayan, and for the rest of you, a homecoming that was long overdue. You must have places you wish to visit, and people you're dying to see. Therefore, I propose we postpone our agenda, so you may all have sufficient time to recover from your journey and get your bearings in the city. Once you're settled in, we can reconvene at the Baldestian Annex. How does that sound?
It is a fine suggestion. I may not be welcome at the Laveria estate as such, but I should like to nose around the neighborhood all the same. I'm equally untethered, as it were. There's no particular place that I can call home. Still, I would not pass up the opportunity to reacquaint myself with the city. Likewise, a quick tour of the old haunts might even yield some useful gossip. The annex was west of the ethereal plaza, wasn't it? I shall join you there, anon.
Yes, we'll see you there.
I too have places I would be remiss in not visiting forthwith. By thy leave.
What of you, Estinian? My services as a guide are yours for the taking.
That won't be necessary. Until we reconvene, I prefer to wander as the wind takes me.
But I could... Oh. Well, Raha, would you like to join us then? We've been gone for quite a while, and this would be a perfect way to refresh those still dusty memories of yours.
Oh, but of course, if you'll have me. If you'll have me, that's the right voice. Come, Peter, Charlayan awaits. Sure. Quest accepted. First things first, what's the tune? Now, Ethernet access to Scholar's Harbor. Also, I don't believe I have checked on the summons. I may be of service, sir. thy will be done. I trust this will be worth my while. $1,400. Ooh, that's a lot of money. Next time you'll have a more meaningful task for me. Hey, Gratia. After you, my friend, I'm more than content to follow your lead. Gratia is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. In the event you use the Aethernet, Gratia will catch up to you so long as you remain in the same area. You can leave Gratia behind, however, by entering a different area. You can also speak with him and select the option to part ways. If you wish to have Gratia accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. When Gratia is accompanying you, try next speaking with Cryo.
All set? Then let us be on our way. Our first stop, amusingly enough, will be the last stand. It's a cafe on the west side of the harbor.
I was now accompanying you. Oh boy, I get to block somebody again. Ban, everybody ban. Alright. I'll now accompany you. Lead your two companions to the last stand and speak with Krau at the designated location. While you're accompanied, you may encounter conversation points along the way, which will lead to additional topics of conversation. Enter the glowing area and speak with your quest companions to initiate these bonus conversations. Enjoy exploring your surroundings together. Let's start here. What's this? The storage facility?
This place is called the Peristat. It's the first stop for cargo unloaded at the docks. You'll find the usual necessities for daily living and other imports vital to the running of an island nation, but also supplies that further Charlayan's pursuit of knowledge, namely large quantities of books, specimens, and samples. Sort of these stacks clearly seem to be keep the attendants busy.
With all the unusual wares coming and going at all hours, I expect the assistance of an intrepid adventurer would be highly appreciated. I see no reason why you couldn't undertake any tasks that pique your interest. You have been cleared by the immigration officials, after all. I look forward to the day your name is celebrated in Charlayan, the same way it is in the Eorzea. Let's see. If you're looking for work as a gleaner, and if you got the right skills, we've got the job for you. Gather in Carpenter again and speak with Greg here. You'll find you some of the most lucrative work around. Should you know a capable tradesman who needed work, I send you beg them here. I beg you send them here. Guild ship hunt vendor. Apologies, I can't serve anyone who isn't involved in the guild ship's hunt initiative at the moment. I'll keep you the place as it is. Have to go to hunt for specimens to meet the following requirements. That is a sight one could hardly forget. The great statue of Thiliac. As a student at Valdestian, I was usually quartered in the Isle of Vol, but I would gaze upon the scholar's wise features every time I returned by ship to the city.
This path leading down toward the sea is called the Thiliac Stoa, so named for the statue of the scholar, which stands at its end. As you know, the Charlayan people prize the accumulation of wisdom above all else. Thus, while Thiliac was chosen as their patron deity, it's more of a matter of pragmatism than belief, alignment of principles, as it were. We may have honored him with a rather impressive sculpture, yes, but our faith is not so restrictive as to say of Ashgardians. Individual Charlayans can and do worship the divinities of their choosing. And here we are, the last stand. I may have mentioned this before, but although our research into nutrition and food preparation is quite extensive, the average Charlayan tends to regard seasoning and flavor with a certain indifference. How could I put this? The food is, well, it's bland. It is encapsulated by our infamous Archon loaf. The prevailing sentiment toward cuisine is dietary value first and taste a distant second. There was one pupil at the stadium, however, who could stomach the school's insipid meals no longer. So he quit his lessons and poured all of his savings into building a proper eatery. And so the last stand came to be. As its name implies, the sole dedicated output of the fine dining is the Charlayan, the one and only bastion of the culinary arts in an isle of otherwise mediocre fare.
I seem to recall the burger being held as one of the more impressive items on the menu. Not that I ever had the pleasure of eating one myself.
Although because you were a typical Charlayan when it came to cheap and convenient, Raha. But surely Tataru has since taught you to appreciate a well-prepared dish. We should all stop in when the time permits, and sample the cafe's delight. Shall we press on? The stairs at the side of the cafe will take us up to the Aetheryte Plaza.
Welcome to the last stand as the final and some say only bastion of fine dining in Charlayan. We guarantee a quality culinary experience found nowhere else in the city. Tune to the Aetheryte. Beautiful.
Unusual shape, isn't it? I assure you, however, it's a perfectly functional Aetheryte. Remember to attune yourself before we move on.
Yeah, I just did that.
Now, being the diligent tour guide that I am, I should make mention of the Confluence, a research facility located in this very plaza. Its much vaunted discoveries are a reason Charlayan stands at the forefront of teleportation technology. In deciphering the underlying principles of elegant Aetheryte, it allowed us to understand and reconstruct what was essentially a lost art. And off we go to our next destination. Our path leads northeast to the Agora, Charlayan's latest masterpiece. At least the largest one. Maybe not the latest one. Still like it, though. These little open book stalls are so uniquely Charlayan. I always thought them a common sight until I visited other nations.
Do you mind if I browse the shelves for a moment? There might be some hidden gems I've yet to read.
Only a moment? How optimistic. Feel free to browse all you like, but we won't wait around for you.
Oh, perhaps I'll return here later then. We can hang out right here for just a moment. Let me use the restroom. You go ahead and look for just a moment. Alright, are you done, Gratia? Because we need to move on. Is there something else I missed? Something over here? What was this? Outcomes design. Speaking of Aetherites, these teleportation fees do add up after a while, which is why I tended to rely on far cheaper ferry services. I was pleasantly surprised when Mr. Satara informed me the science had reimbursed for transportation costs as part of our duties. I find old habits hard to break. That and I'd rather not be bothered filling out the necessary paperwork.
That's the entrance to the confluence. I have no doubt their expertise will prove useful at some point, so I suggest you remember your way here.
All right. Of course, there's the market board.
Welcome to the Agora, where you can find wares made in Charlayan, as well as a wide selection of imported goods. They also used to sell questionable prototypes to the various research institutes, but I think that practice has thankfully died out, for the most part. Otherwise, I can think of no better place to stock up for your next adventure. Am I overselling it? On a more serious note, the next stop on our tour is one of particular relevance to our ultimate purpose here. We must head back to the Aetherite Plaza and follow the path north, then climb the stairs up to that imposing building to the very top.
In this area, then let us be about it. As you said, still preparing to open up shop, feel free to stop by another time. All right, sure. There's a mender, that's what I needed. Okay, we're good on everything. Click Armoire Proprietor. Hmm. $5.15, nothing particularly important there. Level 500, what do you got? Until level 54, I see. These little decorative features are typical of Charlayan architecture. Aside from the research wing, our headquarters in the Isle of Vol are rather simple and rustic by comparison.
This is the Naphaeum, an area dedicated to the blessings of water. For Charlayans, water represents more than a life-sustaining liquid. It's a reminder of the great flood which precipitated the birth of our nation, as well as a symbol of knowledge which flows from Thaliak's divine ewer. This is the reason you see an abundance of fountains throughout the city, and a propensity for utilizing water as a decorative feature in our architecture.
Well, that's good. Well, perhaps I should stay out of the fountain. Maybe that would be offensive? I don't know, but I'll just try not to anyway. The hem of my robe got wet.
This grand structure before you is the rostrum. The name refers to the original public platform erected here, upon which forum of elected representatives would deliver orations and debate policy. But the stage has since evolved into council chambers. The nature of the forum and its duties of the members remain largely unchanged. Am I boring you, Raha? You seem awfully distracted.
Oh, my apologies. From here one can see the entire city spread out below.
The vista put me in
mind of my arrival in the first. Those who had gathered at the Crystal Tower asked me how they might go about building a new home. Naturally, my answers were all inspired by my knowledge of the finest settlement I could think of, the great city of Charlene. And bit by bit, those few buildings grew into a town and a community, the Crystarium. Oh, I can almost see its echo.
I see. Well, feel free to come up here anytime you wish. I don't think the councilors would object to simply enjoying the view. Such memories should be treasured. For now, though, the tour must go on. Our spectacle of sightseeing concludes with a fittingly named journey's end. Walk down the stairs to the east and continue straight ahead.
Alright, but first I need to attune to this shard. Alright. Can't help but notice that I no longer have my newbie plant on me. Apparently I've done something to remove my noob status.
We've arrived at Journey's End. History tells us this was where those who put ashore with Archon Narkif built their first homes. At the present day, it serves as a residential district for the most important officials and the oldest Charlayan families. You'll see that one mansion is clearly larger than its neighbors. That estate belongs to our friends in House Nevilliers. All things considered, we should probably keep our distance, at least for the time being. With that, a little Charlayan tour brings our little Charlayan tour to a close. I hope it's proven to be as entertaining and enlightening experience. Now, shall we head directly to the Baldestian Annex? You remember the way, don't you, Raha?
Let me think. We head down toward the harbor, across the bridge to our right, and then follow the path below to the Aetherite Plaza.
Correct. After you, Peter.
Goodness, that is a large estate. So we have to go this one. Wait, let's head down here. I do like the water everywhere. That's a nice little touch. Reminders of the flood, as it were. Infinite shard. Infinite access to Journey's End.
Charlane's full of educational and research institutions. There are still professors who prefer to establish their own private practices. Not that I ever attended the exclusive schools they run into residences. Perhaps the twins could tell you more about them.
Right, we cross the bridge here, as I recall. Stick to the path and be careful not to end up back at the Aetherite Plaza. I mean, it should be pretty close, right? Stealth toast. I'll tune to this first. Then we'll move on.
As the joyous look on Rod's face has undoubtedly informed you, this is the Baldestian Annex. If you continue up the hill, you arrive at the doorstep of Phenomenon. I think we've explored enough for one day. We can take you there another time. Inside with you then.
All right. Ah, love the music.
I'm back, and I brought Peter and Raha with me.
Let's see.
Oh, you're right about the ship then. Hello, Graha. It's nice to see you again. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Peter. I've heard many a tale about your exploits.
Okja, Okja, it's been an age.
Allow me to introduce Okja Tuxini, Administration Officer of the students at Baldestian. He oversees the day-to-day business of the Annex. You may recall meeting his cousin, Ekjika.
Ah yes, Eureka. I've read the initial reports. Quite a shock to hear what's become of the Isle. To take care, you have the opportunity to rejoin the expedition.
This place is like a second home for the students. The Isle of Val served as our main headquarters, of course, but often had the occasion to visit Charlayan. Whether to make use of the city's research facilities, attend conferences, or procure supplies at the distant shores. And the annex here was built to provide lodgings for our members while we engaged in such activities.
Ever since our former headquarters, along with the Isle itself, vanished, the Annex has served as our base of operations. And yet it feels so empty. With so many lost to us, our organization is a shell of its former self.
The day will come when we see the students rise again. But first we must ensure that the Talifori fall.
Deal.
To that door on the left is the main hall. We can discuss our options moving forward. Once everyone arrives, that is. You probably have time to rest before our discussion begins in earnest. I've had my private quarters prepared for you at the Adron, so please, feel free to make yourself at home.
Oh, the nap rooms. How perfect for an afternoon doze. Oh, I didn't mean to give you the wrong impression. The chambers are quite well appointed. Far more so than cheap roadside inn, you may be assured. It was simply we are often so busy with research and exhausted from journeys abroad. We'd slip in Andron just to steal a few weeks. And thus they became known as the students as the nap rooms, even if many such naps might last well into the following morning. Say the word and I'll be happy to show you to your chamber.
Hopefully the others won't be too long in coming. I'll wait for you in the main hall.
Thank you. Welcome back, Peter. Ready for a nap? Oh, clean sheets and warm blankets away. Rest as long as you'd like.
And we're at the end one.
Liberty Gibbet.
Feeling refreshed and alert? Our colleagues should be wandering in soon, so I suggest we stay here and wait for the rest of them to join us.
Pray forgive me. I was delayed.
It's fine, Urianger. We're all here now.
Let's get down to business then, shall we?
For defeat the Huns?
Come what may, we must prevent the Telophoroi's plans from coming to fruition. At present, I see two paths for gathering the information which may aid us in achieving that goal. The first involves an investigation into the change which has come over Sharlayan, not to mention the recent inscrutable behavior of the Forum. As most of you know, the 99 members of the Forum are elected from the general populace. This alone guarantees a plethora of opinion with regards to foreign policy. The bibliotheques, for example, are a group of conservatives which would have Sharlayan focus on recording history, while remaining entirely uninvolved in the making of it. And at the other extreme, we have advocates for proactive diplomacy and direct intervention. My grandfather Galef was one such member, as was Archon Louisois. Yet despite our diverse factions and philosophies, the recent vote to deny Eorzea's request for assistance was unanimous. Even more concerning was the fact that many cited other, more pressing duties as justification for their recalcitrance.
Fortuno's refusal in Gridania had those same undertones. 'Twas as if, having stared unblinking into the face of impending doom, he had simply turned away to pursue something more important. But what could that possibly be?
A mystery
Doesn't make any
indeed,
sense.
and one which I ask for your help to solve. Our future may depend on it. As for our second potential path, it concerns a request made directly to the students of Baldessian. Our organization was founded primarily to study strange and unexplained phenomena the world over. Compared to our more isolationist Sharlayan colleagues, we have strong connections overseas, namely with scholars and academics who share our passion for the unknown. The request in question comes from one such acquaintance, Nidana, an alchemist residing in distant Thavnair. Her missive describes the sudden appearance of a tower, and the subsequent summoning of what I can only assume is a lunar primal. In response to this threat, the Satrap of Radzat-Han, the individual who governs the city-state, has instructed the alchemists to find a means to deal with the spire.
The artisans of that land are heirs to an ancient tradition, one rather unlike that of their Uldan counterparts. It is possible, nay, probable, that they have gleaned truths unattainable by Eorzea or her Far Eastern allies.
Oh?
They do, in fact, appear to have a strategy in mind, though it will require further research. To that end, they have requested an introduction to a capable warrior shielded by the blessing of light.
Assuming we divide our forces to pursue both of Kral's lines of inquiry, then having you join the group heading to Thavnair would seem the obvious choice. But the investigation in Sharlayan is of vital importance as well. Equal, I think, to the Thavnairian one, given that the fate of the world may hinge on the results of both.
Yes, it is quite the quandary.
Right.
Though it is a great imposition and an altogether too common one, our efforts would be more likely to succeed were you to lead the charge on both fronts.
Unfortunately, there's one of me on two fronts, so how are you going to plan that out? I mean, I can do it, I just... How?
You are indeed our champion. As to which task to tackle first, we will defer to your decision. Let us next decide how everyone else might best be assigned. As for myself, I shall continue what I've begun in Sharlayan.
I should also like to steal the services of an Archon or two.
And thereby gain access to a greater range of reading material. I will help with that.
Allow me to offer my assistance. I have some small amount of experience in the field of research.
Alice and I would also like to help, if you would have us.
Anything to understand even a fraction of what our father and the Forum might be thinking.
Right.
Of course! The more the merrier.
Right. The rest of us will make the journey to Thavner. Thoughts? Objections?
I passed through Thavner on my way to infiltrate the Empire, and though I'm not qualified to give a guided tour, I did gain a sense of where things lie.
I'll be happy to have you along then. So for this group, it will be you, me, and Urianger.
Makes sense.
Give me a moment afterwards, and I'll supply you with all the details of Nadana's request. Consider this hall our rendezvous point once our respective tasks are complete. May our investigations prove fruitful.
Yeah, let's go. Quest complete. Scholar level 81. Alright. Next will be Bard. Alright. I'll operate as a bard for a little while. Carl's intent on uncovering the reason behind the Form's inexplicable behavior.
An unsettling change has come over Charlayan, but together we will divine the underlying cause of the Form's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge, which is why I began scouring Charlayan's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Nomon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right, and you'll find the archives to the western edge of the woods.
Alright, I'm gonna head out to the woods. Well, let's start you guys on your mission. I have Krau's instructions in hand. If you're ready to set out, then so are we. Having been to Thavnia before, I can travel by Aetherites, but what are the rest of you? Another sea voyage would waste time we do not have. Well, Krau's of the same mind. We've already secured the aid of a good folk of the confluence. We'll take ourselves there. The confluence, thou sayest. I'm afraid so, my friend. What's the problem? Thou wilt recall the hunt for Iceheart, unto whose sanctuary we delivered thee unknowing to the knowledge of their comrade Moonbreda. Moonbreda was an authority on aetherology, a field of study she did embark upon in pursuit of her parents' example. Both are authorities in their own right, and both are researchers in the confluence. Haven't you gone to see them yet? I attempted to do so earlier, but to my shame, my courage failed me at the last. As it hath many times, I thought to reach out to them after sending that fateful letter. Neither time nor introspection has revealed unto me the words I should speak, and thus have I kept my silence. Whether you come with us or no is your choice and yours alone. 'Tis too difficult, we'll manage. Thou art kind to say so, but I have no intention of forsaking our cause. I shall go to the confluence, and I shall face that which had long been overdue. It's settled. Let us be off. When we arrive, we should look for a researcher named Kite. All right. Quest accepted. Studium. Oh dear, there's a lot of stuff to get done around here. Okay. So let's work on this direction. The Silent Monopteros. How long must I wait? Can I help you? Oh, forgive me, I was just thinking out loud. I made plans to meet my Palomar, you see, but the time of our rendezvous is long past. As a member of the Forum, his work keeps him ever so busy, even more so than usual in recent days. Still, he had promised he would put some time aside for me, for us. I don't suppose your wanderers have taken you anywhere near their cramped site today, will they? I need someone to check if he's there while I stay here, just in case. Sure, I can do that. Thank you ever so much. My tardy sweetheart is an Ori man. Brown hair, serious mane. Should you happen to spot him, pray convey my state of rapidly mounting impatience. Heading this way. Studium. And access to the Studium. To intercept all the Aetherite shards in the old Charland. This foundation conducts business with referred individuals. Surely you understand. Of course. There, Battlefiend Hurt. What's up? Beg pardon, good sir. I could scarce help but notice the sightseeing log on your person. You wouldn't happen to be the adventurer my niece wrote about, would you? I'm Peter Krolinsk. I don't know if she talked about you or not. It is Sue. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Bavla Ironheart, Milith's aunt and seasoned explorer. Be a dear and hand me that log of yours. Milla told me about how she helped you embark on explorations of your own, so it's only right that I share with you the wisdom of my own. There you go. Let's see here. Oh, I forgot to mention that. And done. You should all be set, dear. I've jotted down everything I've heard about the most remarkable vistas the realm has to offer. Of course, a few notes I've shared are not more than rumors. Some describing locales so fantastical I can barely believe they even exist. But as I always say, a true joy of exploration lies not in the destination, but in the journey. So go forth, dear, and see what sort of journey these hints take you on. That sightseeing log of yours won't fill itself, you know. Sightseeing log expended. Endwalker entries have been added to your sightseeing log. You must be level 80 or above to record Endwalker vistas. Travel to the location indicated and fulfill the necessary conditions. You'll complete the entry of that vista, earning experience points in the process. Use your wits in the notes provided by Babaleth to identify these stunning sights and the proper way to appreciate them. Let's see, Thavnair, Charlaine, and beyond. The only explorers have seen them. One of the greatest explorers have seen them. Whee! Charlaine and alone, we're in dire need of skilled help right now. Thus will handle the land at level 80 or above. Wow. You strike me as someone who isn't afraid to get his hands dirty. So you strike me as someone who isn't afraid to get his hands dirty, and I mean that as a euphemism. Are you interested in a bit of good old-fashioned hard work? But perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm Greek, one of Charlaine's gleaners. It's our role to procure materials, samples, knowledge, all you can imagine, and more. Naturally, it would be difficult for any one person to comb the world each time our countrymen ask something of us. That's why we form the guildship, to better share the information and see the requests that we received at the hands of those best suited to fulfilling them. Some requests, for instance, are better assigned to those who demonstrate a certain degree of finesse and persistence, and the calluses upon your hands tell me that you're one such person. I understand that you may feel some trepidation given the somewhat lax selection process. As you like or not suspect, the Forum would never officially recognize a traveler from another nation as a gleaner. Unofficially, however, we're up to our necks in requests of late. They're coming in faster than ever before. We'll take any talent that we can get and pay good coin for it. So please, tell me if you're interested. Gleaner leaves now available. Remember to take Gleaner leaves by speaking with Grieg. As ever, we're inundated by requests that beg for fulfillment. If you come seeking work, we'll gladly welcome the assistance. Come back. We'll do that later. Ah, the brown-haired counselor. Probably who we're looking for.
If we are to effectively supply the requisition request for the gleaners, is no time for mistakes. Our man appears to be lost in contemplation. Perhaps a good, gentle poke would help him. And they must focus. Everybody poker. Barthol's quill. Where did you spring from? I ain't all this, that, and the other. She grows tired of waiting. I'm not sure. Oh, God, that was today. I was so engaged with my task that I must go to her immediately. And you must be rewarded for this service. Come along, please. Quickly now. Quickly. Hurry. Hey there, little gleaner. Do my eyes deceive me, or are you Peter Krulinsk? I am. Well, as I live and breathe, it is you. I knew you'd be the first to track you down. Who is the guildship's top hunter now, eh? Wait, you have heard of guildship hunts, yeah? They're not so different from the hunts you're familiar with in Eorzea. As I understand it, I'd wager they're rather more challenging. But an adventure of your caliber would never turn down a challenge, now would you? No, you wouldn't. Pray, speak with Northica, the parasite, and register your interest at the earliest convenience. I am Northia. I'm Northica. Have you come to place a bounty on an unruly beast? I'm here to, find people, I guess? Well, the scholar, you're Peter. I was half convinced I'd get the others an impossible task I soon to find you. The Gleaners Guildship has begun posting hunt bills, you see, in the hopes that capable individuals will take up arms to lighten our ever-increasing load. Unfortunately, capable individuals remain the sticking point. Few hailing in our fair polis are willing to take up arms, let alone able to stand against the more fearsome specimens. You, however, have the experience and the grit that we need. When I heard that you had arrived on our shores, it was music to my ears. We needn't work for free, of course. We've done our research. The rewards we offer are as fine as any you'll find abroad. The currency we employ in the relative times when Gleaner was a great deal less figurative, so you may find it somewhat eccentric, but as good as Gil here. Speaking of eccentric, you should be noted that the majority of our clients are scholars. You probably won't have heard of half the creatures I send you after, but I find it's best not to worry about that over much. Slay beasts and collect samples, try not to think about the long-term effects of touching said samples, and get paid. Simple, no? That being said, I wouldn't dream of throwing you off the deep end just yet. Let's have you start off with some junior marks so you can get your feet wet. Alright. Whatever. Guildship Hunt's now accessible. Now we're ready to take bills from junior marks from Guildship Hunt's boards on Orchala and Razat Han. Defeat the monsters described in the bills, and you'll be rewarded with tokens that we exchange for exclusive items. To exchange tokens for exclusive items, speak with either Jaxai of Old Charlane or Vometa of Razat Han. New quest and associate marks will be available in Northka and Old Charlane upon reaching level 83. There's a mischievous McGoat.
If I ask you for help, you'll help me, won't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
Oh, good, because I'm having a problem with a runaway doll. It ran away. That's right. All I did was lend it to a little Acer, and it hopped up and dashed off down the street. Mama and Papa bought him for me as a special gift, and now I've gone and lost him. They'll be furious with me for losing the toy I kept asking for, so please, you have to help me find him. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Okay, I'll hurry home and see if he went there. And if you can search the rest of the city. Oh, he's a yellow carbuncle doll, by the way. I think he was headed north. Anyway, meet me back here when you have him. Or, you just gave up.
Sure, you got it. Anything else I can do? Apparently the wrong direction. What's up, this Wes?
Hello, friend. Are you new to Charlayan? You have that look about you.
A bit.
I thought as much. Oh, I'm not bothering you, am I? I so rarely meet travelers from beyond our shores, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity to broaden my horizons. Can I assume a visitor such as yourself is eager to do the same? If you've an interest in learning about the city's history, for example, then I know the perfect person to give you an impromptu lesson. Head on over to the Scholar's Harbor and keep an eye out for a black-haired Rodangan. That would be my brother. He'll know the tale of any pillar and statue you care to point out. I'll be more than happy to share it with you.
All right. What's up, Toughwood?
Are you? Oh, you're one of those adventuring types I keep hearing more about. Oh, but this is perfect. I just so happen to have an errand of the kind that adventurers love. So I'm told. I'm holding on to some volumes my customers ordered in, but instead of coming to pick them up, they've all decided they want their goods delivered. So I find myself in need of a delivery person. Might that person be you?
Oh, I can help with that.
Huzzah. Let me give you the details then. All in all, there are 3 books in the delivery docket. At first, Ishgardian astrology and a comprehensive theory should be handed to the servant of Albright Manor. The white yonder is for a certain talkative book lover, you'll know by the constant stream of chatter. And the last, narrow road through the deep grass, goes on to one of the toughest, most unflappable gleaners I've ever met. I'll just mark the locations in this handy map, like so. The books are brought and paid for, and no need to collect any coin, so do return to me for your own reward.
I'm not trying to get all these things that are like separated out from everything else. Oh goodness. Well, this one way over here is far away from everything. Okay. I can jog. I should be jogging.
Welcome to Albright Manor. Do you have an appointment?
I have a comprehensive theory.
Oh yes, one copy of Asgardian astrology, a comprehensive theory, just as his lordship requested. I must confess to some confusion, however. What interest would this lordship, an esteemed practitioner of Charlayan astrology, have in such an outdated Ishgardian discipline? Not that I'm in any position to question his lordship's reading habits, of course. On your way, then.
Supposedly around here is a yellow carbuncle doll. Somewhere. There it is. Pick a P.
You find the yellow carbuncle doll. Lifelike expressions aside, it appears to be otherwise motionless.
Turn to Journey's End and deliver him to the mischievous goat. Daldash. Dalderdash. That's what it is. It's Dalderdash.
He wasn't there. I don't think I'll ever see him again. But this doll right here, you found him. Oh, just like Big Mooney would have. Big what now? Oh, it's just with the neighbor who used to play with me. She was so tall and smart and always so nice. She'd tell me stories about her friend, a powerful wizard, who could summon his very own carbuncle companion. That's why I wanted one for myself. I have to learn how to move him around better, though. So that's when Mooney comes back and she can see how hard I've been practicing my magic. This is for you. Papa says when someone helps you, you have to show them your gratitude. So thanks for finding my carbuncle. Bye! You now have the fancy pants. I don't know if I can handle the fancy pants. Not too bad. You're getting them. Alright, well, thanks anyway. Yep. There's a thoughtful gleaner. Is something I can help you with? How could I need it for my journey? I usually don't have a great deal of time for reading, but as I'm leaving for author and requisition duty, I wanted to do some research in Far Eastern cultures and a little of the peoples of the Azim Steppe. It says there's 51 distinct Shayla tribes, each with their own customs and traditions. The Baguda, for instance, are exclusively male and known for kidnapping male outsiders to replenish lost numbers. Is this accurate? I'll need to tread carefully, it seems. Thank you for the timely delivery. Listen, I spent a lot of time there, and I didn't get kidnapped. If anyone had tried, I would have kicked his butt. You guys aren't very good at kicking butts, so yeah, maybe you should be careful, actually. I'm still talking to you, even though I ran away. Oh, well. So we start fighting. We want to stay up close. The same person up here? Gonna deliver a book to him? Oh, a different guy. Yes, that you, Dick Gazer? Yes, was there something I might help you with? Oh, yeah, I'm going to give you a book. Oh, my dear sister, you say? Well, she did indeed send you the right man. It's better to teach you about Charlene's history than a stadium-certified history professor. Here, take my spyglass. Go on, take it. No time like the present to learn about the past. You shall begin your education with the divine Theliac, the scholar himself. Pick the statue of Theliac. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a section and examine in more detail using the X button. The scholar's ear. Mythology tells us Theliac, or a magic picture, from which poured forth the waters of knowledge. See how the water has drowned up the canals and cascades endlessly into the sea. As well as recreating the divine ear from the tail, it also symbolizes the wisdom which rises from the city and flows out into the world. If you would like to learn more about the mechanism by which it works, the stonemasons who built it left records of the struggle on the archives of New Mon. A rather challenging construction by all accounts. The statue's representation of Theliac, one of the 12 divinities of Eorzea, the guardian divinity of Charlene. As the god of knowledge, he rules over rivers and wisdom. There's once a system of governance in Charlene known as Ecclesia, a great gathering in which each citizen was given the voice of decisions affecting the nation's future. It was during one such forum where the people voted to elect Theliac as our patron. It was not piety that drove this choice, but rather a natural progression of our principles and creeds. We Charleans have, after all, always devoted ourselves to the pursuit of knowledge.
Feller's feet? If you've learned your history, you know that the Sixth Unwell era brought a catastrophic flood of the islands of Eorzea. Yet when all seemed lost, the 12 Archons rose up and saved multitudes from a terrible fate. Of those 12 was Archon Akrif, who brought the ancestors here in his ark, and together they founded what was become the great nation of Charlayan. The beach at the foot of Steliac statues is the very spot where those first Charlayans made land. Imagine how they must have felt on that day, some 1,600 years ago. Of course, it's since washed away, so we had to build it up with, like, poles and whatnot. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed your introduction to Charlayan historical architecture. I did, actually. If we are to do justice to the towering Theliac, however, there's one last snippet of knowledge we simply cannot overlook. Come along, to the foot of the statue. Well, I just thought I was delivering a book, but all right. Whee!
Honestly, this is my kind of place. As much as Gridanian was like a kind of place Peter would want to hang out, this place is too. Pretty sure the scholar was Pieter's patron deity as well.
What are you going to tell me? Pray direct your attention to yon doors. Behind them, nestled within the statue itself, is a chamber known as the Pathless Way. Those who have acquired mastery over specialized disciplines, or whose deeds have led to significant advances in their chosen field, are invited to enter said chamber and receive the title of Archon. We place great value on the pursuit of knowledge, and thus the Archons are held in especially high regard. As the embodiment of our ideals, they are permitted to browse the forbidden archives, and have ever stood at the center of our nation's greatest achievements. Now, as for the most secret and sacred ceremony which awards them their title, I'm afraid that even I am not privy to the particulars. You'll forgive me my ignorance in this subject, I hope. Yeah, sure. A scholar and a gentleman. And thus concludes the lesson. Should you happen to return by the same route, pray convey my warmest regards to Baldwin.
All right. So I assume I'm going to become an Archon at some point in this game. With luck, I'll be an Archon in multiple disciplines.
Hey there, Baldy. So you've just come back from hearing one of my brother's lectures, haven't you? You have that look, which I'm quite familiar with. His breadth of historical knowledge is extensive, sufficient to earn him the title of Archon, he hopes. And the problem is that his contributions to the field are to be officially acknowledged. He must have written recommendations from high-ranking professors. But in these tumultuous times, such ceremonial concerns have been pushed to one side. And so he idles away his spare moments at the harbor now, just gazing out at the ocean. But having an eager student might relight a spark, which is why I jumped at the chance to speak with you. I must apologize for not being more honest with my intentions. Please accept this gift for your troubles, and allow me to welcome you once more to Charlayan. Always happy to help somebody out. Hey there, waiting lady.
Ah, my sweetheart has finally arrived thanks to your gentle reminder. He looked so exhausted with his endless labors, however, that I sent him home to rest. I had a feeling he would be at the Nymquist site. They say that spur of rock was where the Epidemus Archon used to sit when he had matters to meditate upon. My habitually late love holds near Kremt in great esteem, both for his role as the founder of Shalem and the ark he built to save people from the floodwaters of the Sixth Umbral Calamity. Thus I have an inkling as to where to look when the appointed time of our trysts has passed. In any case, I should go and be with him, while we still have some spare moments to enjoy. Oh, I mustn't forget your reward. A little token of appreciation from the two of us.
Thank you. Hey there, book lover.
Please tell me you brought my new book. I've been waiting for what feels like ages for the latest shipment to arrive.
There's the wife yonder for you.
Oh, yes, finally. Did you know the White Yonder is written by a lad of 14 years? I myself questioned how reliable such a work could possibly be, but a Five-Star colleague of mine, with whom I've been exchanging correspondence, says he absolutely swears by it. He describes the wonders of the Ablathian Sea of Clouds in exquisite detail, and is, by all accounts, a roaring good read. A bit about the fighting Corsairs is said to be an especially entertaining episode. I should let you return to your deliveries and whatnot. Thank you kindly for putting this long-awaited treat in my ever-grateful hands.
Hands off, Web. All safety delivered? Ah, of course they were. My shop is well known for carrying publications not only of Charlayan authors, but of all foreign chroniclers and tale-tellers. Meaning every time a new shipment comes, I'm faced with an avalanche of work. I would have been buried alive without your assistance today, and so there's a little something to show your gratitude. Go on, you've earned it. All right.
All right, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay. Right, so that did not have the intended effect, so it's barding time. I'm going to do this close by.
And the Archon's design and puffed Krail. Or kite. Sorry, my bad. Oh no, this is rather a lot of stern faces. Are my library books overdue again? Not to our knowledge. We're associates of Krail, the students of Baldestian. We seek passage to Thunveer, and understand you can assist us. Ah, the test subjects. Welcome, welcome. Test subjects. Oh, you haven't heard? Well then, allow me to explain. So in order to travel to an Aetheryte, you ordinarily need to be attuned to it beforehand. Otherwise, you can't use it as a beacon to seek out your mess of aether hurtling through the life stream. An inconvenient but incontrovertible limitation of Aetherite teleportation. But what if I were to tell you that there's a way to travel to Aetheryte without being attuned to it? A way to teleport instantly to places you've never been. For long years, we've labored to make such travel possible, that people might move about more freely. And we've finally done it. We've created a new kind of Aetherite that doesn't require attunement. Truly? That changes everything. Well, my language may have been a bit misleading. The user need not attune to the Aetherites, but the Aetherites themselves must have been pre-attuned to each other, thereby facilitating travel between 2 points. It just so happens that our first test pair of Aetherites, one has been installed here in Charlayan and the other over in Yelabad, a port town of Thadavnir. As you may know, our nation has long maintained strong ties with Ravagnan, and indeed we owe much to this breakthrough and the contributions of their alchemists. So to sum up, we're to test the Aetherites. How fortuitous. For you. I should mention that an accident has impaired my ability to channel Aether. Will this be a problem? Well, not at all. As a matter of fact, you might say these Aetherites are made for people like your good self. The magic's imbued within will whisk you away without any effort on your part. A veritable dream come true. Far be it for me to worry about such things, but do we have permission to make use of your shiny new invention? The only permission required is yours, so assuming you're willing, we're all set. It may come as a surprise, but we actually struggle to find test subjects. Most people seem to have an unreasonable fear of having their souls gradually disintegrating as they drift helplessly in the life stream, in the statistically unlikely event that something goes awry. But it's plain that you aren't most people. Mistress Krail truly knows how to pick them. Well, floating off into nothingness sounds like fun. If I may change the subject. Master Wolfram and Mistress Valluena are not present today. Oh, you didn't hear? They recently resigned their posts. Their expertise was needed elsewhere. A large-scale project helmed by the Forum itself, as I understand, but I'm not privy to the details. I see. Any other questions? No? Well, then let's get going before you change your minds. Please see to your preparations and head outside to the Aetherite Plaza. I'll be along shortly.
Right, we're all set. Just the 4 of you, was it?
3. I'm already attuned to the crystal in Thavnir.
You are? Oh, I would have preferred more test subjects. Oh, well, never mind. If our 3 travelers could line up here, please? Yes, right there is fine. Take a deep breath, and I'll soon have you soaring through the ether.
Well, it was nice knowing you two.
And one last thing. You might experience a teensy-weensy touch of violent ethereal sickness.
Good luck!
What?
It'll be fine. Violent ethereal sickness. I love it.
Thavnir, home to city-state Rads at Han. Rising from the southeast waters of the Bounty, this Isle of Plenty served as the battleground for a conflict between two peoples. Their cultures bled into one another until a unique amalgamation was distilled from the chaos, in a process not unlike their precious alchemy. Once solidified as a single nation, an adamant stance of neutrality would hold invaders at bay for a time. Now across this vibrant isle creeps a fog of malice. What choice do you have? What chance?
Straight up face planting.
Against such an insidious foe.
Damn there.
I've seen fairer faces after a bout of bad shellfish.
Fortunately, I have a mask. It catches all the vomit. It keeps it from being projected too
Let
far.
me bring you something to drink. That should help settle your bellies.
There was a note with Kryle's instructions.
Oh?
Don't let a Stinian roam the markets alone. He's alarmingly bad with coin.
Well, I've got to be the one to shoulder the burden, so you guys stay here and try not to throw up too much. Manage to will yourself to your feet. Given your condition, we'll be able to reach Estinian in time. First things first, let's let some of this aetheryte so I never have to go through that again. Oh dear. Oh, aether sickness again. You there. I need 3 drinks, and then you have your aether sickness. Ah. Bhagavan, a traveler. I mean, greetings and welcome. You're wise, good sir, to come to me. My special amice lassie, made with only the finest and freshest ingredients, is famed for calming unruly bellies. By way of a warm welcome to Thavnir, I'm free to offer it to you for the low price of 19,800 gil. For not 1, not 2, but 3 bottles, a bargain amongst bargains. Price is high by robbery, and you want to say as Mr. Justinian, but you realize that any words of warning you cry out could be accompanied by your last meal. You must bend before Justinian and using gestures deny the deal is fair. 19,800 gil. That's a reasonable deal, is it? No, don't, no. I thought you could barely stand. What is it you need to tell me that's so urgent? Wait, I shouldn't bother, lassie. This merchant is swindling me. What? Sincerest apologies, sir. I appear to have my prices confused. It's actually 1,890 gil for 3 bottles of lassie. That confusion could have been quite costly for both of us. Very well, then. Your coin. There's a bottle for each of you. Take them to the others and get some rest. I'll be back after I've explored the town. Hey, don't go off and buy anything else. Oh. Hey, Orion J. Praise the 12. My stomach doth loosen its death grip. My heart have thanks to thee, Andestinian, and to the fine fruits of this land. You were in time. Excellent, you spared Tataru's wrath. Sweet, sweet release. If you hadn't already, you should have yours, too. Mango Lassie's good crap. Right, I'm ready to get on with it. That Lassie truly worked wonders. Yes. Back on your feet, I see. Thy hair. Aye, I've bound it. It's the most I can do against this heat, short of shedding my armor. Ask where you got the cord for it. A local vendor. And said it's of some Savnarian weave. Tough and not so easily unraveled. And how much did it cost? 9,400 gil, steel, I'm told. It's nothing fancy. I've always valued function over form. That's incredible. I just said that even Alpino could hold a candle to you. I expected the Azure Dragoon to put up more of a fight. On that subject, I shall refrain from making comment. Yet I cannot help but observe that the merchants seem overzealous in their pursuit of profit. Claiming Fafnir as their dominion, the nation of Razatan hath long thrived as a hub of commerce. In the beginning, there were Ashkoka, the Mantunga tribe, indigenous to this island. Over time, they came to be joined with other races, and through their intermingling, a culture rich and distinct did emerge. From alchemy to textiles, the products of Hunnish culture have come to be celebrated and coveted the world over. A development only aided by the nation's prime location as a wave point between east and west. All this hath combined to make a trading power of Razatan, yet as such status cannot be taken for granted. Nay, it must needs be maintained through judicious governance and stringent regulation. Neither of which I see any evidence, given that merchants are at Gateway Town are free to fleece hapless travelers and tarnish the reputation of the nation at large. Just so. That opportunistic pricing is rampant doth suggest that oversight is much weakened, or mayhap the people have fallen upon it to ascertain the current state of affairs. Prudent and practical, aye. We have not to lose by learning more. So ere we seek out Krau's acquaintance, we didn't exactly get off to a flying start, but we'll make up for it. And some more Mango Lassie. Right, let's split up and make inquiries in town. Peter, the pier is yours.
Once we have learned what we can, we regroup at the Aetheryte, off-putting though the mere sight of it may be. Let's get this gemstone trader set up. Welcome, traveler. That's right, we're open for business again. Can't sit wallowing when there's sales to be made, am I right? Still got any bicolored gemstones you're willing to part with? You have access to this region's gemstone exchange. Trade bicolored gemstones for a variety of rare and exclusive items. Successfully completing local fates will allow for safe delivery of goods in the region, increasing the number of items available for exchange. Not much available. Let's shake this fruit crate. Crate is laden with fruits, but they're on the verge of spoiling, as if they've been left there too long. Gazing out from the pier used by boats moored off nearby isles, with the silhouettes of larger seafaring vessels further away. Compared to other ports we visited in the past, there appears to be very little activity here. Jan and Leo. What am I doing? I'm recording my sales. Still do it daily out of habit, though I don't know why I bother. Hardly sell anything these days. Business has never been this terrible, but I suppose things could be even worse. I could have a consortium to keep afloat like XIV. I don't envy his position. Better to be alone with my own operation, I've come to realize. You're a traveler by the looks of you. If you got a moment, perhaps you could pay Hazel a visit. I'd be glad for tidings from abroad. Like as not, you'll find him at the Salt Wind Sails, the Harbor Guild building across the water from here. What is it, dear friends? Well, now, if it isn't a traveler, you're a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us a wide berth since that accursed tower suddenly appeared out of Neronar. If it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things would be fine after a fashion, but no, it has to spew fell fiends as well. We still have our lives thanks to the Radiant Host, but business isn't as good as dead. What'll become of us, only the gods know. Well, it appears to have destroyed business. What's up, Gazal? But our Maskins are coming. We already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know, but yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is that their plans have changed, and that's that. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire's at war with itself, and the provinces are all in chaos. And there's this tower sitting on our doorstep spilling out monstrosities. The city has its defenses, but we've been afforded no protection out here. We can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. God, this is an enormous loss. All right, forget the Damascus. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handicrafts, medicines, all the perennial Hadnish favorites. Our consortium works closely with merchants and artisans to supply only the finest wares. Our quality is guaranteed. I know all these things, Khalil. I do. That's why I regret to say I have nothing for you. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Wait, you're that foreigner, ain't you? A merchant. Please tell me you're a merchant. I'm not, but I can try to help. Oh, I see. That's a shame. I'm sorry. We're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Just a moment.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. My name is Spezia, and I'm here to see Kizao. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. Spezia. We're definitely using that voice for that guy. How can I help you, Messiah? Yes? Can I help you? I guess. I don't know. I remember seeing you back at the guild. You wanted to speak with Kazal, did you? I'm Messiah, a fisherman from Aslati, a nearby village. I sell my catch to Kazal, who offers it to foreign merchants. He hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard that the consortium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come and see him. Just as soon as he's free anyway. He's a hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. If may I ask, what is it you do? Oh, this, that, and the other. An adventurer, you say, and you travel the world helping people. Well, then that must mean you're great in dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? You see, I've bought some fresh fish with me, a portion I couldn't preserve, and I want you to sell them. The problem is I'm terrible with people. I've only ever dealt with Kazal, and I can't talk to customers without getting my trunk in a twist. So please, as silly as it might sound, would you not peddle the fish in my stead, and show me how it's done? If you're willing, please let me know, and we can begin at once. Events that follow cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. So do it then. Show me how to deal with customers. I'm in your debt. Right, try peddling these fish. Shall we say 3 people in the Elderman? I'll observe you and learn. Monsieur is now accompanying you, keeping me at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. You leave Monsieur behind by entering a different area by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Monsieur join you again, try to speak with him at the original location. Let's get our dance on. I guess these aren't the dancing, these are the singers. Let's get our singing on.
Hmm? Yes. Fish, I got fish here. Fresh fish, straight from the sea's bosom to your mouth. I'm sure your bosom fish are very fresh. This is all rather sudden. I don't need any fish right now, so thanks but no thanks. You failed to make the sale. Never mind. It never goes well the first time. I'm sure you'll feel better with the next customer. Hello, Nasrin. How are you doing? A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by chance? If so, I want to buy some armor. Let's say a dozen. They don't need to export quality. What do you need so many armor for? Why, for eating, of course. It may not seem like a lot, but at late I go through much in no time at all. I'm a stock trader by trade, but no vessels coming these days. The wares are starting to pile up. But the same token, nothing's coming in from overseas. Not a day goes by that someone doesn't come around and ask for the next shipment is arising, or this or that, or this or that. All of it wears me down, and I find myself feeling constantly hungry. I know how you feel. Well, thank you. Pity you don't sell fruit, but I enjoyed our little chat. Took my mind off my troubles for a moment. Conversation ends without a sale. Never mind. If nothing else, you left her with a positive impression. Let's move on to the north side of town, shall we? Hey, Bazatama. What is it? If you don't mind, I'm rather busy. Oh, God's my stomach. Ugh. Ain't the sickness. No, nothing so unusual. I'm in a hurry to get back to work. I just ate a little too quickly. Some fresh fish will settle your stomach, and mine are the freshest of all. Food's the last thing I need right now. Go sell your fish to someone else. Never mind. We just approached it with a bad time, and timing's everything, yes? Thank you so much for your demonstration. It's a truly eye-opening experience. Come, let us return to the pier. See, I'm actually amazing at almost everything. Except sales. I'm kind of crap at sales. Thank you so much for showing me how to talk to customers. Though you didn't manage to sell any fish in the end, but the way you fearlessly approached strangers gave me so much courage. When I peddle my wares, I'll remember your example and endeavor to be fearless too. Well, sure. Still, there's only so much I can do alone. I hope that things will return to normal for Cazado soon. I thought I heard a familiar voice. And who should it be but Matsya? Cazal, have you finished your business at the guild? Cazal, have you finished your business at the guild? So you were there too. Forgive me. Try as I might, I can't find any buyers. So no ships coming in and hardly any going out. There simply aren't any options at this rate. So you can't buy my fish anymore. I'm sorry, Matsuya. I truly am. But for now, you must peddle your own goods. But by myself, I can't. I want to help you. I do, but as it stands, I can barely help myself. I poured my all into the consortium. I'll be damned if I let it fall apart. I have friends and families depending on me, and I can't. I won't fail them. My sisters are my witness. So, not to worry. Using what I've learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage somehow. But I best return to my village. My thanks again, and please take care on the road.
I found a setting on this place. Hey, mail runner. From a distance, I thought you might be a fishmonger. Now that I behold you up close, it's clear you don't hail from these parts. Odd as your garments are, however, can I even tell that they're made for hard work? Looking for you, I've just a task. Oh? I mean to make a necklace for an acquaintance of mine, but my design calls for shells pulled from the vicious capacha. As fine as a crafter as I am, I'm afraid hunting is quite outside my wheelhouse. If you'll do the rough work in my stead, you could well be compensated for your time. I have an underlying gratitude besides. I require 2 shells from the Hoken beasts. A simple feat for one such as you, surely. I mean, maybe. And the sun has set in this particular part of my adventure. But it's not over. Oh no, I'm gonna still keep trying. Ah, you there. I take it by the hunger in your eyes, I've even searched for work. As luck would have it, I'm in need of assistance, and have the coin to make it worth your while. Usually I'd haul these goods ashore myself, but today my back doesn't seem so amenable to the prospect. If you could help an old merchant out, I reckon we could both go to sleep today satisfied. Oh, sure. Ah, very good, very good. I've marked on the map where the crates are to be delivered. Careful now, the fruits inside bruise easily. Give me a shout once you're done. We'll see about you getting paid. Deliver the crate of fruit to the designated location before the time runs out. You have 2 minutes to accomplish the task. Should you fail, return to the starting location and begin anew. I just need to go up the steps. Excuse me, coming through. Fruit savior, coming here. Crate of fruit rests snugly along the rest of the shipments. Report your success to Quadrant. That's the wrong button. There we go. Yeah, Thancred. See, you've been busy. Managed to learn a tidbit or two, I trust? Oh, yeah, sales are awful. I see. I also heard that the tower is affecting many locals' livelihoods, but I think it would be to this extent. For another notable, not a wholly unexpected discovery, disappearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly tempered Imperial soldiers. As before, they mean to use the faith of their hapless thralls to call forth a lunar primal. Business as usual for the Telefori. Having a struggling fisherman, you've only just met to peddle his catch. Huh, you would do something like that. That Matsuya fellow you were helping.
He's Arxodra, is he not? Apparently, it is almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be traveling alone? If summoning is his perpetrator's aim, there doth stand to reason that Arxodra would be the primary targets. For 'tis the faith of their ancestors that prevaileth in this land, and many are devout adherents still. Oh, we'd better go after him. Akili lies to the west, as I recall. Same direction as Kral's acquaintance, incidentally. It is settled, then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village.
Sure.
So we have the Ari girl.
Oh, you look fierce. You look fierce, are you? Can you help me find my sister?
I can try. She went off hunting Stormtrugan so she could make me some chicken tikka.
She's so brave, but she's been gone for quite some time. I never strayed far from the gates, and those beasts look so frightening. Oh, she shouldn't be far. Could you find her for me? She has red hair, and she looks so elegant in her hunting garb. She set off to the northwest, and I'll be waiting here for you to come back.
Sure. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Oh, don't tell me it's your first visit to my stop. I shall update my register with your names. You may visit the location in your future. I got 2 things to turn in real quick. No crate in your hands, eh? I take it that means your task is done. Good job. That particular shipment was packed to the brim with this region's finest fruits. Owing to this region's insufferable heat, they're sweeter than any other I've ever tasted. It is meant to deliver them from a client of mine to Limsa Laminsa, but no sooner had I set sail than I delivered word that my goods were no longer needed. A damned shame, but now that they're resting under the shade, at least they won't go to waste. That's life, eh? Sometimes the wind is at your back, sometimes you're left floundering, and other times you're stuck on a bed of beautiful day because your back is having none of it. But I tend to find that fortune smiles upon those with patience, as they did today when I saw you strolling along the docks. Any road, here's your payment for a job well done. Till next we meet. Why am a Tonga everywhere? Has this town fallen? Hey there. Ah, your face, it is known to me. You are the warrior who fought for the mole and the dam. I'm Ogul of the Kajatan. It's your bravery and skill that inspired me to embark on my own hero's journey. Yet now I've foolishly blundered into a den of Batanga. Why do these others walk without fear? Do they not know if they are slaughtered? Do not care if they're slaughtered. Batanga are not like those on the Azam steppe. I do not doubt your word, but grandmother would always warn me, if you encounter Matanga, you turn tail and flee as fast as far as you can. Their tails are awful and bloody. So the very sight of them, the terror rises unbidden. No, I cannot stay here. I must earn enough coin to pay passage to this Nightmare Island as soon as possible. I beg of you, stay at my side for a time, just until I've met with this Kakanta person the sailors warned me about. She said to have work that pays a fair wage, so I'll see what she has for me. Okay, sure. Thank you. All right. Let's head up north and try to get some of the stuff taken care of. Ogle, stop panicking. You're making all of us look bad. By the dusk, Mother, no one told me Kakana was on Matanga. Oh, could I ask you to speak to her in my stead? I mean, sure I can. Hey there. Welcome to Elizabeth, traveler. I am Kakanda, and it's my job to assign the right work for the right workers. Might I have your name?
Oh, sure, I'm Peter Grolinsk.
Peter Nogle, was it? Let me jot those down.
Oh, grandmother, why? Oh, grandmother, why? Why did it have to be a Matonga?
Is your companion quite all right?
Oh, she's just scared of elephants.
Ah, an understandable reaction. The Saraje tribe have done much to stain the reputation of our people. You're looking for work. You're looking for work here, though, yes? Many have been forced to take what they can since their troubles began, so I'm afraid all the simple jobs are gone. As for what's left, I can only have tasks fit for seasoned fighters. Does that sound like something you could do?
Fighting?
Yes, I can fight, lest you doubt my skills like in that of the Dragonbane, the legendary Shakrazal herself. That's the right voice for this character.
Oh, I'm not familiar with the name, but you sound formidable indeed. Why don't we start you on escort duty then? A group of artisans set off from the harvest materials and ask that I send any prospective protectors their way, should I happen to enlist any.
What? They're already off? Is our duty not to escort them?
Oh, there's a ritual dance performed to catch his footsteps, and they'll need incense and costumes for the dancers and such. The entire thing was decided rather suddenly, so there's no time to waste.
These artisans you speak of, do they include Matonga in their number?
Oh, it was Ashadora who submitted the request. I hope that won't be a problem.
No, not at all. I look forward to feigning a defeat of the most feared enemy. Peter, I cannot do this alone. Pray lend me the strength of the victor of the Nadam, and half the reward of this task will be yours. Sure, why not?
The artisans don't plan to venture far. Leave Lizard to the west, and you should come across your employer soon.
All right. That is where we shall meet. You'll find me there, yes? That's the correct voice for that character.
Oh, you must be our belated escort, yes?
Oh, yeah.
Glad to have such courageous, Is your companion not well? She seems to be a touch shaky.
Oh, of course, I should have thought of it before. I shall harvest the necessary ingredients for the artisan stays here. That way I have no need to fear him being harmed. Perfect.
Whee! I must say, this is less than ideal. My people are already scattered across the winds, and I wanted someone to roam about and ensure they're safe from attack. Is your friend perhaps frightened of Ericasora? I have met such travelers before. Well, no matter. If you could patrol the area as I asked, I must attend to my own harvesting.
Almost run off to the wilds alone. Keep an eye out for her as you continue your patrol. I will do that. I have a new location. Do not see any Matsuya nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead may provide a better vantage point. One. First stomp. The shells of Aruna. I've seen you've been busy. You have the shells? I see you've been busy. I see you've been busy. You have the shells? There's the voice. Ah, yes, yes, it is just what I seek. I mean to present my necklace to the woman of very discerning taste, so I thank you for choosing shells of such high quality. She collects and assesses taxation out there, and her duties often bring her to this very point. We've become so very quite close over a few moons. Why, only a few days ago she sent me a charm to ensure my good health and fortune. My spirits are very much invigorated, for it symbolizes her deep trust in me. I've heard tales of these shared among siblings to express their love for one another. It's customary to send gifts in return, so I have in mind to craft a siblings. Oh, that's how she thinks of me. Well, I certainly was something altogether different. Now that I say it out loud, I suppose I can still be happy with this arrangement. I look over her as a brother would his beloved sister, keep her safe from harm, and yes, any road, I promised you recompense, didn't I? Here, you earned it. Just a moment. All right. Got about an hour left of stream today. Need to get up to the top of this hill. I don't see Matsuya from here either. No, no, leave me alone. Help! Someone help! Matsuya's voice. It came from the north. Oh, goodness. That was an angry guy, isn't he? Hey there, Habanero Dara. Quiet, you. I'm laying in wait. Can't you see? What is it? You called for help? My sister. Oh, she does worry after me, so I apologize for her imposition. Today is her name day, and I wanted to do something special for her. So much has gone wrong of late. She managed to always keep a smile on her face. I thought that summer drug would be simple prey. Now that I've seen one up close, I can barely bring myself to move. I've never been so afraid, truth be told. But you look like you've never known fear. You can make quick work of the Summerong, I'm certain. If you don't mind, could you slay the animal for me? I've already set up the traps, so one should be along any soon enough. Without their meat, I can't hope to make the chicken tikka my sister so adores. Please, if not for me, then do it for her. Sure, why not? There you go. That was an inspiring display. Were you able to procure its meat? Here's some meat for you. Oh, this is the most delicious pot. Thank you so much. You must let me repay you for your bravery. Please, meet me near the city gates where I told my sister to wait. I do hope she hasn't wandered off. All right, let me take care of this thing up here first. There, Matsuya. What's up? Huh? Where did they go? Why are you here? I see you found them in time. You're under attack. You and your friends came to look for me. I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest. Think about what to do about, well, everything. And then those men came. Kidnappers. We heard of the Ataraga being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We've considered it, me and the others. But fishing is all we know. The ocean is all we have. I see. That's your decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. 'Tis our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings? Oh, not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are, but I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot, House of Divinities in the old tongue, it means. But they're not true divinities. They're monstrous imitations that bring only death.
have one's faith so twisted is a grievous indignity, and full justified art thou in thine outrage. Know that 'tis for no other purpose than to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we would learn all we may about them. Would thou not tell us of thy divinities and their true nature?
You've come all this way to save us? Really? Oh, to think you had your peddling fish. But to answer your question, yes, of course. We will gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I'm a terrible storyteller, and I'd ask me fellow villagers to do it. So please come to our village. We're good, God-fearing folk, all of us, and we'd be honored to share our knowledge and our fish.
What sayest thou? Shall we pay visits to Alikeia? Well, sure. I don't think you said that name right, but all right.
Wonderful. We'll just follow the road west and down the hill. You can't miss it.
I think you underestimate my abilities. I don't know, I can miss quite a lot. So it is the simulacra of the Thernavian gods that are being summoned. If any doubt had existed before, there can be none now. They kidnapped Hanish, imprisoned in the tower. I pray that we'll be able to save them. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods, like as not. As you said, we do well to study their religious traditions. To Aliyika. Akiali. Akiali was how to say that. Charging Gaja.
You must think me foolish. I was so absorbed in my task that I failed to notice the ground shaking at their approach. Still, my injuries are light and my satchel is full. Thanks to you, I can make it back to town in time to meet the others.
Oh, What happened? Did you slay the beast? I did. That was a near thing. I took the first one by surprise, but the second, knowing the Mataja stood at my back, my mind froze and my body refused to obey. Grandmother taught that we should let fear wash over us like water, but to my shame I could not have failed her more thoroughly. Not to sound ungrateful, Peter, but why did you follow me? To keep you from dying. You were on patrol. Forgive me. I should have waited for orders instead of running off alone and putting others' lives in peril. Come, we should return to our employer. I want to make sure the wounded man reaches safely. Reaches safety? You know what I meant. I'm riding a bird that walks upon the ground. Truly an amazing bird it is.
My colleague told us of his rescue. Although we had hoped for an escort from the start, imagine if you hadn't come at all. I've sent him and the others back to our workshop, so consider our duty with us complete. You have my thanks. As for your payment, you can collect from Kankanka.
Right, I suppose we report to Kankana too, then. Right, I suppose we report to Kankana too, then. There's the brave traveler. Thank you for finding my sister. She said you took down a Samong with a single blow. It is your name day, after all. Well, thank you. Memories of those gathering around the table as a family over a homemade feast are among my fondest.
our parents have gone to Razakhan to find work, seeing as how there's none to be found here since the tower arrived. They've sent word that they'll return to us with this little one's name day. I want them to arrive to a feast rivaling the ones from before, and thanks to you, they will. Please, take this for all you've done to give our family a memory we can cherish.
All money, thanks.
Oh, there you are. My employer expressed satisfaction with your work, so congratulations on a job well done. As a response to the recent chaos, the upcoming ritual was hastily planned, to say the least. As a consequence, the artisans have been hard-pressed to make everything ready. But when times are hard, the people of Danveria rely on such traditions to renew their faith and bolster their hearts with the teachings of the divine. The death of an artisan would have thrown the whole thing into disarray, and thus your rescue was timely indeed. Please, accept your payment, half each, as agreed upon. Are you interested in further work? I may have something for you, if so.
Yeah, give me some more.
Ready to tackle another job then? Oh, this one was designed to a matter registered by a local fisherman, asking for help with marauding monsters. Ordinarily, the Radiant Host keeps the worst of the wildlife in check, but these days, there just haven't been enough blades to spare. You want to speak with the fisherman himself for the details. I couldn't read the scroll he left for a name, but he's Extretadora, and should be found fishing the waters near the western shore.
Wait, another Montague?
Peter, you could always use more coin, yes? Because I could certainly benefit from your wise and experienced company. Yeah, sure. A fine pair of thunder sweets you'll make. Come, let us speak with this Astragoa fisherman. The sun's trying to rise. Nice foggy weather. Get that taken care of. After this, astrology can be next.
Oxadora fisherman. Come to take care of the monsters, have you? We're about downtime. We're fine when you get out to the water, of course, but even a fisher needs to walk on land every now and then, and the trails grow more perilous by the day. I've managed to sneak through without a scratch so far, but friends of mine haven't been so fortunate. Talk to the others around here, and they'll tell you.
I might need your help with that, Peter. Speaking with Angrossa is still challenging for me. Should we do this together, then? Fine, good idea. Ugo's now accompanying you. Keep her to your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave her behind, entering a different area by speaking with her and select the option to part ways. If you wish to have Ugo accompany you again, return and speak with her at the original location. Want to hear about monsters? I saw 3 big brutes on their way here from Agia to Yamad. Never seen the like about these parts before. drowsy first thing in the morning. I'm not very shocked. You want a story? When I left Akyati the other day, I almost walked straight into a fiend with a tongue as long as my arm. Barely escaped being gobbled up on the spot.
Attacked by the wildlife? Oh, yes. When I was hauling a catch back to town, dropped the lot and fled for my life. The roads used to be safe enough, but not now.
Or Casadoa fisherman.
So, do you understand now why we need to send for help?
I understand you have a problem with long-tongued brutes terrorizing your roads.
Those creatures are what we call Pisaka. Without the army sending out regular patrols, it seems the inland monsters have been expanding their territories. They've forgotten the fear of us. This is what people keep dying, and that's when people start dying. I need you to remind them. Once you found and slayed those overly bold Pisaka, I ask that you bring me one of their carcasses. There's something I've been curious about.
Sure. Very well. Let's make this a contest, shall we? First to topple a Pisaka is the victor.
Never seen anyone so eager to throw herself headlong into Pisaka's jaws. Shouldn't you be chasing after her?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Of course, we got some vaguely Indian-style music. What's up, Ogle? Ha, first kill is mine. Grandmother always said the hunter should be the swift, like a diving yole. Would you mind tracking down the other two? Once they saw what I did to their friend, they fled to the northwest. I can haul this lump back to the beach while you finish the hunt. You'd be alone with the Arsacadora. Ha, I fear Mantaga has begun to ebb. Somewhat. Now go, before some other poor soul crosses paths with these monsters. To be fair, these creatures are a lot scarier than those Mantancadora, or whatever they're called.
Welcome to Axalia, my friend. The name means white beach, and there isn't much here save that. But please make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. And any of us can tell you all about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kana and all her failure. They're free at the moment, as it happens.
Oh, Kagaya, what's up? Kanga?
You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our home is happy. Our isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups. The Matsuya, beings of wisdom who assume the forms of men, and Muraga, beings of might, who assume the forms of beasts. Together they are divinities. These forms and personalities are many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, while others are stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are possessed of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives.
What's up, Hespeda? Interested in learning about our gods, you say? That's what I like to hear. Prick up your ears, and I'll tell you then, and listen. By mistake. In ancient times, the Matsuya and Miragi, deities who looked like men and beasts, roamed the countryside. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of the Matsuya, the Miraga cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Matsuya coveted the might of the Miraga, and so they too resolved to take heads. Thus were born new gods possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in the age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Matsuya have worn animal faces, and Miraga the limbs of men. At least that's not weird. Hey there, fisherman.
Ah, there you are. My friend is stronger than she looks. We had to load the carcasses onto a boat to carry them away. What are the Pisaka's packmates? Did you find them?
Oh yeah, I took care of them.
Both slain then. That's good. Of course we slew
them. Songs of Peter's deeds are sung across the steppe. My aching arms would like to know why you wanted the remains, though.
Why else? To make use of its parts. The scales could be spun into silver, and the meat to fill our pots. The bones and teeth we can craft into hooks and other tools. We kill nothing for the sake of killing, even murderous monsters. The two bodies you left behind will serve as a warning to others of their kind. If it keeps them away, then no more blood need be shed.
It seems our tribes share similar customs when it comes to using every part of the kill. As grandmother always says, be not wasteful of the lives you are to sustain your own. It's all very different from your kin, the Gaijasura.
Oh, so that's why you've been avoiding my gaze. Though your only experience with Bantanga has been their brutal cousins, and you'll find them Asadora an agreeable lot by comparison. Might even make a few friends, eh? Here's your payment, and well earned, I'd say.
Another job finished? We should report to Kankana, that she might strike it from her list. Let me know when you're done basking in the success of our hunt, and we can return to Yildirimand. Ready then? I've been counting the contents of my coin purse. I have enough to buy passage on the ship, but as for food and other supplies, well, I'd feel more comfortable with the pay of more than one job weighing down my belt. Let's see me through just one more, yes? At the very least, let us make our report to Kankana, and ask what else she has to offer. Come, see. Let's show me how fleet of foot you are, champion. Sure, let me just spread my chocobo. Or a giant freaking gorilla. That'll teach you to race me.
Peter, back safely from your work on the shore, I see. But where is Ogle?
He raced back. My coin purse. Some slippery son of a Zoe snatched it from me, brazen as you please. I lost sight of him in the market, along with all my worldly wealth. How am I to pay for lodgings or for food? Already my belly cries in protest.
Oh, you poor thing. And after all the good work you've done for us, you'll stay with me tonight, I insist.
You would take me in?
I saw that. You looked me right in the eye. Finally warming up to us as the Cador, are you?
I can barely see through the tears. And yes, maybe now I can fit be the same room as a Matanga. Some of them, anyhow.
I'm glad to hear it. Here, I'll lend you a few coins as well. We can't have you running around without a guild to your name.
Thank you.
In fact, why don't we head to my house now? We can fill that complaining belly of yours. You're more than welcome to join us, Peter.
Sure. Let's see. How much money could they steal from me? Well, I have 2 million gil. Nearly 2,000 Algon coins. Ooh, let's check a look at here. Ah, Junkmonger, well named. Yeah, Kankana.
Oh, Peter, something terrible has happened. I've been robbed. I saw a boy jump out the window as we approached, and when I looked inside, all of my belongings had been turned inside out. Ogle set off in pursuit of the thief, but hasn't returned. Do you think you could catch up with her and see if everything's all right? I'll lock up here, and you can meet me back at my offices when you found her.
Alright, let's see if we can find the little thief. Maybe it's the same thief that stole from her. That'd be nice. Oh, sweet kitty. What's up, Ogle? Dang, I lost him again. I swear, it was that same Huron boy who made off with my coin purse. His size, his clothing, it all matches. I was willing to cut my losses and earn some gil, but this is insult to my host. It will not stand. Grandmother always said to repay one's favors, and by the Dusk Mother, I mean to do just that. Will you help me find justice for the Karkana? Well, sure. Then we start by asking around for more information. I have a feeling we're not the only ones who've fallen afoul of this thieving urchin. The swifter we act, the better our chances, yes? I say we split up and gather what clues we can, then meet back at Karkana's offices. All right. I'll ask about, see what I can find out. No one over here. I'm going to visit the mender while I'm around. Cool, nothing needs to be repaired. Okay. Bruni raid. Hey, Bruni. Ah! Welcome. Thank you. Wow, a party of 11. Holy cow. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Brada Fraser, playing Final Fantasy XIV. I have made it to Endwalker, finally. Feel free to hang out as long as you guys wish. Endwalker, yes, I've made it, finally. Finally. Been playing the game for almost a year. All right. Yes, I know, I'm so excited. So, let me drop my Discord for anyone who wants to hang even longer than that. And yeah, welcome. Glad to have you guys aboard. Feel free to stay as long as you would like. Feel free to comment anything non-spoilery, and mock me as you will. Kind of what we do around here. All right. Let's see. Invite to. All right.
Mock. Yes. Plenty of mockings about.
I do voices. That's kind of my thing. Mock. All right. Yep. So I voice all the stuff that is not voiced on here. I got weird choices sometimes for the voices, but I try to make do with what I can. I try to be as original as I can, and not repeat whenever possible. I will have voices for the various races and such, and some of them are really end up quite weird because I'm trying not to repeat them. But yeah, we'll go ahead and have some fun, and if I can do the ones they do for the show, I try to do that as well. All right.
That was another robbery. I wonder if it's the same boy I found in my house the other day. He yelled that he was sorry, and I saw the desperation in his face. I just didn't have the heart to chase after him.
All right, so yeah, this kid's been like stealing from everybody everywhere. All right. I think it was over here that I saw the other person. Where was it? Was it over there? No, it was over there. Well, I'm trying. Yeah, we're trying to locate a thief at this point. Endwalker looks good, huh? I love Endwalker. I mean, so far, my exposure to Endwalker has been really awesome music, because I've really enjoyed the music so far. This is my second favorite music, at least at the outset, since Heavensward. And yeah, I don't like the villains as much. The motivations don't make a lot of sense to me. But yeah, just a lot of fun so far.
A recent rash of pickpocketing. Oh yes, I've heard several stories. They say it's likely the work of the same criminal.
All right, so we got two. Where's our third? Since these two are over here by the dock, I'm going to get the last one is going to be like way far away from everything else. Nothing this a ways. Anybody in here? Oh, I know Kitty. Kitty's over here sighing like, life is so tough. Having to sleep in the room with this guy who keeps talking. It's like, well, Kitty, you don't actually have to be in here. But no, I'm really enjoying Endwalker. Endwalker's been a lot of fun. Shadowbringers, I enjoyed it, but I was really hoping to enjoy the Matsuno portion more. The whole Queens thing is a little too much like Revenants. I don't really like that game, and so it's kind of like, This is secondhand information, mind you, but I hear that the thief you're looking for is barely more than a child. Sad, isn't it? How terrible things have become of that young boy to force a life of crime just to survive. Oh, yeah. Let's see. See, I've got about another 30 minutes left in the stream. If you want to hang around, by all means, do so. Hey there, Ogle. Well, champion, what have we discovered? It's the voice for this character. That's a kid. So our tale is a familiar one. And what I heard from the local children is even more disturbing. They told me a stranger, approached them with a promise of work and easy coin. I have no proof this offer connected with the recent robberies, but it does sound suspicious. And if the stranger truly is recruiting young ones to steal for him, then he is the one I should punish for these crimes. We just need to find him first.
Rosette Han closing its gates left many struggling to make a living, and the appearance of that ghastly tower sparked a chain of events that still has the Radiant Host spread too thin on many fronts. Too many. Under the circumstances, a rise of crime is to be expected. We are fortunate, then, to have the two of you here to act on behalf of our lawkeepers. So please, accept this as payment. We cannot expect you to work on an empty stomach.
Well, thank you. Hey, you leveled up. All right. Level up Bard, so we're going to move that one up. Astrologian is what we got left. Okay. A new hunt begins. Come, we must track down this one behind all of this.
We're still not sure if this stranger is actually involved in the robberies, let alone where to start looking for him.
There's a simple way to find out. We lure our boy thief into stealing from me again. And if what I suspect is true, then he'll likely take any ill-gotten gains directly to his patron. So I'll play the part of the unguarded traveler, flaunting a heavy purse or some such. Peter, you keep watch for a little pickpocket and be ready to follow him when he makes his move. Should he lead you to some shadowy figure, then we want you to herd them both to the west. I'll circle round and be lying in wait to spring an ambush.
Oh, that really is quite clever, Ogle. I'm impressed.
Grandmother always said, if you catch a big fish, don't spare the bait. Same idea applies to slippery criminals. Right then. Let us take our places in the town square and lay the trap for our quarry. I'll try to make the lure somewhat obvious, and you can see it being stolen from afar. All right. So we are headed that direction. Hang out right here, wait at the desired location. Oh dear me, I hope no one steals my sword. Let's see. Anyone suspicious around? Is that our culprit? Could be. She really should be, like, kneeling down so it looks like she's not ready to chase. And off he goes. Absconding with the S word. All right. Waited at the designated location. Other quarry from a safe distance. The objective to end in failure if you're noticed or if you fall too far behind. Oof. Should you fail, return to the starting point to reattempt the objective. Oh, man. He'll not appear on the map while following. Quick and quiet as a mouse. Someone there? Just a shadowy figure, don't mind me. Is it the guy by the tree? But it has led you to a suspicious-looking Cassandra man. Duty complete. All right.
Oh, you're a proper little scoundrel, aren't you? Nice work. I'll fence the rest of the goods, and then you'll get your cut. Ooh.
Hello there, I'm a suspicious-looking robed man.
God damn it, Rasakir, I told you to check for tails. You want your family to learn of our arrangement? Oh, don't run.
Rovers have fled westward. Chase after them. Sorry, I'm busy chasing people. Can't fight you right now. Can't fight you either. My apologies, Peter. I intended to circle around as planned, but when I heard how he yelled at the child, my rage could not be contained. Grandmother always said, those who prey on the weak are undeserving of mercy. And so, I beat him senseless. Okay. Fool of a Montague. When he awakens, he'll find himself in the custody of the Radiant Host.
Miss, I'm sorry you got hurt because of me. I'm sorry for taking your belongings.
Apology accepted, young one. It's a brave thing to admit when you're wrong. Help me explain the situation to your lawkeepers, and we can steer you back on the right path.
If you say so, miss.
I'll cart this refuge to the nearest guardhouse. Pray inform Kakana of our success. All right. Mount up. Got about 15 more minutes of the stream.
Uncle, is everything all right? Peter told me what happened.
All is well. They began interrogating the man before I left, and he was blubbering about where he stashed his stolen goods. The soldiers plan to recover the cash and return the items to their rightful owners.
Praise be to the sisters. There were certain personal articles, things very dear to me, that I thought I had lost forever.
Oh, I should mention Radagascar, our boy thief. Seems his parents were out of work and begging for scraps. His were crimes of necessity. After seeing the considerable remorse he showed for his actions, I decided to let him keep the coin he took from me, as well as my share of the reward from the Radiant Host. As grandmother always said, children are the greatest treasure of all. I could hardly let him and his family starve now, can I? Oh, you pay for the passage now. You didn't need that, right? I can earn it back easily enough. And since I tamed my fear of the Asarodora, there'll be no need to rush. I can take my time and explore all the wonders this island has to offer. Thank you, Peter, for staying by my side this long. And I think I can continue on alone. Speaking of which, Kakana, have you any new tasks available?
Oh, my dear uncle, I have the perfect job for you. I actually have business with the employer myself, and we can head off together if you like.
All right, we'll have fun. I'm glad you're no longer afraid of these guys. There you go, Peter. I hadn't forgotten your half of the reward. May your adventures be many and your hunt successful. All right, cool. Have a good time. Well, another day's good work. All right. How close are we on Aether Currents? That counted as one? Wow, okay. That was a lot, but it counted as one. That's fine. Okay. Let's go, pupper. I had been warned that Endwalker was a little longer than the other expansions. Which I'm okay with that. Just means I won't be able to finish, to get caught up by the end of the summer. And again, that's fine.
There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods, I trust.
Oh yeah, I did.
While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once.
All right. What is it? Okay.
Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll, which depicts 3 of our most revered deities.
By all means, we would love to see it.
Mm-hmm. Here you go. They're Mansuya. You heard about them already, yes? The three sisters.
I have heard of the 3 sisters from other Final Fantasy games.
The center one is the eldest, Senduva, the goddess of wisdom, and for this, alchemists hold her in the highest. To her right is the middle sister, Sandaruva, is a goddess of wealth. She counts many traders amongst her followers. And on the left is Mundaruva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts and is so beloved by weavers. Though each god is worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune.
All right. The 3 sisters. In like fashion to the Matsuya, the deities of Eorzea preside over myriad aspects of life. And what of the Mirga, if I may ask?
The Mirga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have an occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a gorgeous head, and he is venerated as the progenitor of Akasadora. And then there are the dragons. They occupy a special place in our history.
You worship dragons too?
It's said that an ancestor of the satrap, that's the ruler of Razatan, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrap. Legends hold that if ever the satrap is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid.
Dragon ally? You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear. I'm confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts, to deal with the tower.
Oh, it's very kind of you to say. Thank you. I will pray for your success.
Right. I believe it's time we sought out Kral's acquaintance, an alchemist by the name of Nidhana. According to Kral's notes, we'll find her in a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. All right, let's get her done.
Did you say you were going to see Nidhana? Oh, how I envy you. She's brilliant and beautiful and kind and understanding. And did I say she's beautiful? Oh, I could stare into her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. And those eyes. Oh, when you meet her, take care you don't drown in them.
I'll probably be distracted by the trunk, but thanks. And we'll travel along. Quickly as we can go, which isn't very quick. We just started Endwalker. Well, look. There's a crystal. There'll definitely be a tuning to that. Can we skirt this corner? I don't think we can. Okay. Well, we tried. Of course, it's too early for us to actually fly. We basically just skim at this point. Sun's about to go down. We'll get some new music. Oh man, that's almost time for me to end the stream. I may get a chance to like attune to the crystal, and that'll be about it. Maybe one more task after that. Oh, that's the great work. Oh, the crystal's way the crap down there. How did I end up all the way up here? Attuned to the aetheryte. And we have the Oxidara Alchemist. My, oh my. This doesn't look good at all. Okay, she's just sleeping.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
Kind of early in the day.
Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Right.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow.
So, why were they asleep right at sunset?
People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Quite.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower.
That'd be nice.
Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people?
They were actually sent here from another place.
Course. you're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Yeah. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm
This
Pietro.
is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova.
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Important question.
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragonkin, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not?
Oh boy, you're getting a lot of attention. You don't like attention.
I should like to draw a file open, if so.
Now, see here. Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Yeah, you want to be away from there.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Oh, you poor man.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk?
Possibly some psychological harm. I'm not entirely sure there's no harm.
As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent a request to your Mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
Okay, we'll do Chocobo Keep. Met Traveler, may I interest you in a Chocobo Porter? Oh, don't tell me it's your first stop. It is my first stop. Alright, so we're going to stop here for today. So thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll be streaming again tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. as always. So have a beautiful day.